Yes, a medal for India in boxing. It's been a wait. The last medal which India won in boxing was at the 2012 Olympic Games with Mary Kom winning a bronze medal there. But already there's a lot of celebration going on in the Indian contingent. It was Mirabai Chanu on the first day of the Games, and now Lovlina Borgohain has assured India of a medal. I'm joined by Manisha Malhotra, who is an Olympian herself and a sports administrator, and she was also a member of the AIBA Women's Commission. And Brigadier PKM Raja joins me from Pune. He is a former Secretary General of the Indian Boxing Federation, and he was also instrumental in putting Indian boxing onto this path that we have seen now. Manisha, I'm going to start with you because, you know, it's been doom and gloom for the last 1 week, but finally, there's enough cause for celebration. And what a fight from Lovlina.
Yeah, it was a tremendous fight. And I think that, going in, she knew that she was up against a tough opponent. And it's great that, we're seeing welterweight for the first time in an Olympic Games. So it's a new weight for the Olympic category. It's a new category at the Games. And she really used her height and reach advantage to her and fought very, very smart through the whole thing. The first round was very, very close. Diggy, you know that. We watched it. And then the second round is really where she kind of got in a few punches and was able to make that space and really score some points.
Okay, Brigadier Muridharan Raja, please put this in perspective for us, because as Manisha said, this was the first time this event was coming into the Olympic Games. Before that, in 2012 and 2016, there were just 3 categories. And clearly, the fight to get women's boxing to the Olympics has been a long one. Manisha was involved in that as well, way back in 2008, 2009, 2010. So just put this into context for us. First, we had Mary Kom in 2012 and now Lovlina Borgohain. What does this mean for women's boxing in India?
I think it's been a fantastic performance by Lovlina today. More so since she had, actually she had lost her last bout against Chen at the World Championships in the semi-finals last time. So she had a grudge against her opponent. Of course, she had the advantage of height. And unlike the last time, this time she decided that she's going to attack right from the beginning and she will not let it to chance. Therefore, the first round was extremely crucial. So taking that, winning that nod from the judges with a 3-2 decision in the first round was very, very crucial. And second round, she coasted. So, but in the third round, although Chen tried her best, Lovlina knew with her height advantage and her experience that she could keep her at bay. So it's been a fabulous performance as far as India is concerned. As far as Indian women's boxing is there, Indian women's boxing has always been strong. If you remember, go back to the 2006 World Championships, which are held in India. India had 4 world champions at that time. But when it came to the Olympics, in 2012, when it was introduced for the first time with 3 weight categories, Mary Kom was the only one who had qualified, and she came back with the first historic bronze medal. Now, the second medal from the women's section by Lovlina is definitely this thing as far as it is going to be an awakening for all the women boxers in country. They would look forward. They know that the path has been made for them. They would certainly be trying to emulate both Mary Kom and Lovlina. So we look forward to a lot of young boxers taking up the sport and doing extremely well in boxing.
Yes, and Manisha, isn't that what Olympic medalists do? They sort of, grab a sport by the scruff of its neck, especially in India, and make it very, very appealing. In fact, Lovlina Borgohain also idolizes Mary Kom, who unfortunately could not, get to the medal rounds on Thursday. But important, what I like about this story is, here's a girl from Assam, who's actually her elder twin sisters as well. They were kickboxers. Then one day she sees a newspaper article which has Muhammad Ali and has Mike Tyson. She idolizes Mike Tyson as well, and then decides to go all the way. There is something right which is happening in Indian boxing, that we're having these stories coming not from the big cities, but coming from the deep interiors.
Well, these sports are always going to bring out and highlight wonderful stories. And even if you look past the sport, just the human aspect of these stories are something phenomenal. And, Diggy, I'd like to point out again, it's the women kind of trailblazing the path again. You know how Rio turned out. So it's time now that we realize that the women athletes of our country are phenomenal, and we need to kind of nurture them in a better way and use this as a stepping stone to kind of change the mindset and the culture of the women athlete.
Okay, Brigadier Raja, I was actually speaking to Lovlina's manager just a short while back, and some very interesting observations. He said that, she's very superstitious, but she's completely gone off social media and has told everyone, no posting from my handles. It was just about the Olympic Games. The Olympic medal was her focus, and it was very similar to what the focus we saw from Mirabai Chanu as well. And the Olympics demands a lot of sacrifices. Her mother has been unwell for the last 1 year. And despite all of that, she's kept her focus. And today, I think the reactions at the end of the bout said it all. That it was that outpouring of emotion, wasn't it? With just taking into account all the factors.
Absolutely true. It is always, you say, it's in adversity that everybody thrives. So I think she made use of her best chances. And as far as keeping away from social media is concerned, I think that's a fabulous decision that she had made. Because her focus and her concentration was just on winning a medal for India, because she knew that she could have actually, she knew when, look, Chen, her opponent from Taipei, who was a world champion last time, and Lovlina had a chance in the last world championship to actually beat her in the semi-finals. So in her heart of hearts, she knew, although she had lost that bout due to that warning, she could actually take on Chen this time. So I think all in all, she was totally focused. She was absolutely sure that she's going to win this bout. And as far as Indian women are concerned, I think this is a path-breaking, bout as far as India is concerned. We look forward to more and more women winning medals at the Olympics for us.
Okay, Manisha, Vijender in 2008, we were both there. Brigadier Raja was there as well. All three of us were there at those games. And then Mary Kom in 2012. And now Lovlina Borgohain. The sport has gone through ups and downs in India, especially because of administrative issues. But having seen the sport, having been part of the AIBA Women's Commission, do you see that there is that assembly line which is coming through? Simranjit not going past in the first round was a bit of a disappointment this morning. But do you think that there is much more in the pipeline to ensure that India starts challenging more and more and more in the women's events?
Yes, and the talent pool in this sport particularly is very, very good. I mean, there was a youth and cadet world championship not so long ago, I think a month ago, and the women won a bunch of medals there also. So we have a good group in terms of talent levels. It's a question of now kind of polishing them, where we start now looking at the eminent status, and we need to be like the top countries in the world and try and groom them, where we go in as favorites and we go in with a lot of confidence. I think that we have to use every result as a growth opportunity, especially for a sport like boxing. And boxing, even the International Federation has been in turmoil over the last 4 years. So there's been a lot of different changes coming in, and there's a lot of, it's still not 100% sure. So I think that it's a great opportunity for us to kind of make our presence felt and kind of take it forward from here.
Okay, Brigadier Raja, Manisha put out a tweet saying that, this is the way she's boxed, she can actually go all the way. Is that the next big challenge for Indian boxing, that it's not just about bronze anymore? You have to convert it to silver or gold. And looking at the draw, she's got the world champion from Turkey, Surmeneli, coming up next.
Absolutely, you're right. But then considering that now she's full of confidence, the medal has been assured as far as Lovlina is concerned. She can actually play her heart out. And I'm sure she'll go all out to win that next bout and then on to win a gold, possibly for India. We all look forward to that. On this note, I would also like to say, now that you said, Manisha has been talking about 2008 and the earlier one, I would rather say Manisha and her team were instrumental in India getting its first medal. If you remember from Vijender's time, they were supporting Indian boxing in a big way. They brought in the physio Heath Matthews, and with their own trust and all the support that Manisha and the team had given. So with that sort of a thing, I think Indian boxing took out to a phenomenal start. And now today we see all the Indian boxers doing outstandingly well. And as she said, we have plenty of talent. And as she said, all that it needs is nurturing and polishing them. And I'm sure they're going to be delivering quite a lot of medals in future too.
Okay, Manisha, I didn't see you smile or blush. Perhaps this is your time.
No, I get embarrassed. Thank you, Raja, sir. That was very kind of you.
Okay, but Manisha, how does this performance like this sort of translate to the rest of the campaign? Because other boxers are still to go. Amit Panghal has still not fought. It's been an up and down campaign so far. But a medal so early in the campaign, how does it sort of help the other boxers who are still around in this draw?
Well, we've talked about it over and over. It's momentum. And everybody else can use this as some sort of inspiration. They can use it as some kind of a motivation to go out there. But more importantly, there's a little bit of that untold pressure that, the monkey is off their back, so to speak. And at least, everybody breathing a sigh of relief, and they're not going to go out there with all the whole country's weight on their shoulders. So it really, really bodes very, very well for them. I think that Amit at least should definitely benefit from this going in. He boxes tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Or does he box today? I'm not sure. But Amit will definitely use this to move forward.
Okay. Optimism, momentum, call it what you want. But on the medal tally, it may still not show an addition. But for all fans of Indian sport, for all fans of Indian boxing, rest assured, a medal from boxing is there. Lovlina Borgohain is in the semi-finals of the women's welterweight category. She's from Assam. She was a kickboxer initially who turned out and decided to become a boxer. She's a two-time world championship bronze medalist. But today she's just gone out there and won the biggest match of her life. And she's won an Olympic medal for India. Hopefully, she can change the color from the assured bronze at the moment to something even bigger. Thank you, Brigadier Raja. Thank you, Manisha, Malhotra, once again.
Thank you.
You two have been have done a lot for Indian boxing over the years, and this is your moment to smile and perhaps bask in this moment. Thank you so much for joining me, and